So if you live in a metropolitan crowded city like capital cities, I'm talking about cities like Yaoundé and Abuja and Lagos and hustling and bustling cities, then you know what it takes to be around neighbors that are sent from hell. Hi, my name is Rafa Godlove. On this episode, I want to share with us about experiences you would have if you're moving into a busy city with some neighbors that seem to be sent from hell. The first thing that I want to say before I get into all of this is the fact that the home is a place where after you've hustled, after you've gone and ground and you're hustling for money and all of that, the home is a place where you want to come and have some quiet. But some neighbors will not let you be, okay? The first thing that neighbors do to annoy the life out of you is the fact that there's a lot of noise. The noise might be a noise, or it's like it's a party all the time at their own house, okay? There's loud music, there's festivities, they have visitors that come in and out, and these visitors don't come in quietly. They shout their names from like downstairs, and they're shouting upstairs and shouting, and you know, it's so disorderly. It's like that the only people that live in that estate or that neighborhood or that environment. So that's the first thing that neighbors in a cosmopolitan city can do to annoy the life out of you. The next thing they can do is that there is like repeated borrowing. I'm telling you, they borrow your knife, your blender, your matches, your salt, your Maggi, anything that is borrowable, they borrow. What happens with these kind of neighbors is that they borrow and they don't want to give you back. Okay, they don't want to give you back, and sometimes even when they give you back what they borrowed from you, like a knife or a blender or something, they give you back with a lot of damages already done to that thing. And so you need to be very, very careful. If you move into a busy city, you need to be careful with neighbors. Don't start giving and lending out your things. Don't start something that you'll not be able to finish. The third thing that you want to expect from crazy neighbors when you're living in a busy city where people live in close proximity is the fact that they have a lot of fights and arguments. They insult each other. I'm talking about people, especially those who live with their like family members, brothers or girlfriends or whoever. They will insult each other. They will talk about their family problems. Sometimes even in the middle of the night. I've had that kind of experience where I was literally jolted out of sleep. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? I felt that somebody was being attacked or things like that. It was my neighbor having fights as usual. So we need to be very, very careful. The last thing that you would expect from crazy neighbors, and you need to really buckle your seatbelt to listen to this, is the fact that sometimes there is loud sex. Rafa, what in God's name are you talking about? Well, it's the truth. There is loud sex. I am a very nice bachelor, and I remember the days when you'd wake up in the middle of the night and you're just struggling to hustle with your life and come back and you just want to rest. And people are just like, oh, ow, baby, this. I'm like, what? Can I please sleep? And for me, especially, it's a bitter reminder of the fact that you're single, okay? People now be having sex and annoying the life out of you. And I'm like, what the hell? It cannot even be that good, okay? I'm like, I'm not sure the sex is that good, just boring my life, okay? So sometimes neighbors can traumatize you to that extent, but whatever be the case, the intention for this video is not to annoy you, but to help you make informed decisions and to help you become a better neighbor, because that's my intention, recording all these videos, to teach you common sense and to let you know that if we live in an environment together, then we should help each and everyone, you know, live their best life in that environment. Some people have different work schedules, and so when they really have the opportunity to be in the confines of their homes, then the last thing that they want is noise. The last thing that they want is you knocking on their doors and trying to borrow everything that they have, because at the end of the day, everybody has to be responsible for what, you know, for your own children, for your own household, how you feed, how you clothe, you know. Like the way life is too stressful for you to be adding your burdens on top of other people, okay? If you borrow something and you have a neighbor that is kind enough to give you, then you should ensure that you give them what they borrowed you give them back in good condition and you give them back on time. So, my name is Rafa Godlove. If I annoyed you, I'm sorry. The intention was not to annoy you, but for people who live in busy cities, they can relate to the things that I just said on this video. My WhatsApp and direct calls are on the scroll bar part of your screen. The numbers are on the scroll bar part of your screen. If you want to reach out to me, I'll be grateful to hear from you. I'm called Rafa across all social media handles. And if you're out of Cameroon, then you'd have to add a country code in front of my number, so the number becomes +237. That's the country code. Then 6710 35535. Until we meet again, it's bye bye from my end, and please be a good neighbor.